Before biotech towers and Fenway crowds, Boston was a harder, hungrier city built by dock workers, mothers, immigrants, and hope. In 1930, nearly 800,000 people woke to coal smoke, church bells, and the fear of the Great Depression. What they ate, how they worked, and what they sacrificed still lives inside the Boston Americans know today. This was Boston in 1930, a low skyline, a busy harbor, brick neighborhoods, and the Gold Dome watching over it all. The stock market had crashed months earlier. Jobs tightened fast, and uncertainty spread from Wall Street to New England streets. Still, the city moved. Streetcars rattled, ferries crossed the harbor, and market wagons rolled in before sunrise. North End, South Boston, Roxbury, Charlestown, the West End, Back Bay, each neighborhood carried its own accent, faith, and rhythm. Boston was deeply shaped by Irish, Italian, Jewish, and old New England families, with new arrivals still chasing stability. Many families lived in triple-deckers or crowded tenements, sharing heat, hallways, and sometimes kitchens to make rent. Mornings began early, coal stoves lit, lunch pails packed, children dressed, and the day's survival quietly underway.
The waterfront was one of Boston's working hearts, where longshoremen unloaded coal, produce, lumber, and goods from around the world. At Fish Pier, crews handled cod, haddock, and shellfish, seafood that fed both the city and its economy. Inside Boston, garment shops, printers, and small manufacturers employed thousands, often for modest wages and long hours. Across Greater Boston, especially in nearby industrial cities, shoe and textile work supported countless New England households. Downtown, clerks, bankers, lawyers, and insurance workers filled office buildings around State Street and the financial district. Hospitals, schools, and universities also offered steady work. Nurses, custodians, teachers, and office staff, keeping institutions alive. Transit operators, police officers, firefighters, and sanitation crews held the city together in ways most people barely noticed. And everywhere, women worked, at home, in shops, as domestics, seamstresses, clerks, and the managers of impossible budgets. But 1930 was also the beginning of deep pain. Unemployment rose, savings vanished, and pride was tested daily. Some families took in boarders, others skipped meals, delayed doctor visits, or feared the knock from a landlord. Mothers stretched soup, mended coats, and made one paycheck do the work of two. Children sold newspapers, ran errands, or worked small jobs, learning early that survival demanded contribution. Churches, synagogues, neighbors, and local charities became lifelines when formal systems could not carry the weight. There was no single Boston diet, but everyday food was practical, filling, and shaped by season, class, and heritage. For many New England families, staples included baked beans, brown bread, potatoes, oatmeal, and cheap cuts cooked slowly. Seafood mattered too. Cod, haddock, clams, and chowders were affordable, familiar, and tied to the harbor's working life. In the North End, Italian families kept tables alive with pasta, bread, olive oil, beans, and tomato-based meals. Irish households often leaned on stews, boiled dinners, potatoes, tea, and bread, simple meals that fed large families. Jewish bakeries and neighborhood markets added rye bread, pickled foods, pastries, and deli traditions to the city's taste. At Haymarket and other public markets, shoppers hunted bargains late in the day, counting every coin before buying. Milk wagons, butcher shops, fish stalls, and corner groceries formed the daily supply chain of survival. Food was more than nourishment. It was memory, culture,
and proof that dignity could survive even hard times. To move through Boston in 1930 was to hear steel wheels, horns, footsteps, and the rumble of elevated trains. The Boston Elevated Railway and streetcar lines connected workers to factories, offices, docks, schools, and home. The harbor, rail lines, and warehouses made Boston a regional trade hub, linking local labor to national markets. Winters were harsh. Coal smoke hung in the air, radiators hissed, and icy streets demanded endurance from everyone. Opportunity was not equal. Class barriers, ethnic prejudice, and racial discrimination shaped where many Bostonians lived and worked. Even so, neighborhood loyalties ran deep. Parishes, festivals, ball fields, and corner stores gave people identity and belonging. As the 1930s continued, public works and New Deal-era relief helped some families and funded badly needed infrastructure. Laborers dug, paved, repaired, and built, turning sweat into streets, tunnels, schools, and the framework of a stronger city. By the 1940s, wartime production and military service reshaped Boston, bringing urgency, wages, and another round of sacrifice. After the war, veterans returned, families expanded, and housing pressure pushed Boston to grow and change again. Some change came at a cost. Urban renewal cleared whole communities, including much of the old West End. Highways and industrial planning altered the waterfront and neighborhoods, often rewarding progress while erasing familiar streets. Yet, universities, hospitals, and research centers steadily expanded, redefining Boston's economy for the second half of the century. The city also faced hard battles over race, schools, and equality, proof that progress is never automatic. New immigrant communities kept arriving, adding fresh languages, faiths, foods, and dreams to Boston's unfinished story. Meanwhile, preservationists and residents fought to protect landmarks, row houses, markets, and the city's historic character. By the late 20th century, finance, education, healthcare, and technology were powering a new kind of Boston. Then came the Big Dig, one of America's largest infrastructure projects, demanding years of disruption and enormous human effort. Tunnels replaced the elevated highway, the Rose Kennedy Greenway opened, and neighborhoods finally reconnected to the waterfront. The seaport rose from an old industrial edge into a modern district of glass, business, and reinvention. Today, Boston leads in medicine, higher education, biotech, finance, and innovation, but none of it appeared overnight. Beneath the skyline, echoes remain. North End bakeries, South Boston docks, Charlestown yards, and triple-deckers in working neighborhoods. Modern Boston still eats its history. Clam chowder, lobster rolls, roast beef sandwiches, cannoli, and beans baked from memory. Its workers still carry the old spirit, too. Nurses, construction crews, teachers, transit operators, researchers, and small business owners. The city was not built only by famous names. It was built by ordinary hands, repeated across generations. By men on the docks, women at stoves and factory tables, children who grew up too fast, and neighbors who shared. If modern Boston feels proud, educated, and resilient, it is because 1930 Boston learned how to endure. And that is the real city, brick by brick, meal by meal, shift by shift, still beating beneath Boston today.